Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Finds. Welcome to my weekly What Sold video. I am in my very messy room. I am in the midst of starting to move it into my storage unit, so everything's a little bit in chaos. I have a very busy couple weeks coming up for me, and so I do want to start with numbers and then we'll talk about the week, but officially I sold on all 6 of my platforms this week. All 6 of them. It was absolutely exciting. Just felt so good, and it's something that if I can keep that up, I mean that will make such a difference. So what I listed this week to start with is I did 92 listings. And in this listing count, I'm also counting my Facebook Marketplace listings, even though they're only on Marketplace that I'm putting them right now, because it's still the work. I'm still getting up the listings and doing that. And the total of all those 92 listings was $3,032. So I just barely hit my goal. And I currently have 2,170 listings active. And I actually sold 90 listings this week across all of my platforms. And so I just about sold as much as I listed, which if I could keep that up, I mean, how cool would that be? So right now I am at 76 listings that sold on eBay, 2 that sold on Etsy, 3 on Mercari, 2 on Depop, 2 on Poshmark, and 5 actually on Facebook Marketplace. And my total gross sales on eBay was $2,708. So, of course, still the breadwinner of everything. But it was a very good week, a very busy week. I am very thrilled to be moving into my storage unit because it's going to give me so much more of an opportunity to grow. I am doing a video about what my current setup is for eBay and how I'm moving it into the storage unit because it's not good. And I just thought, you know what? I focus on being transparent. I've got to share that with you because it's terrible. And hopefully it will make others feel better that it's okay to live in a little bit of chaos. So I will have a video kind of going over my storage setup. And then I'm also going to be going back to Missouri in the beginning of April to start figuring out my dad's estate with my mom. So I will be gone for a week. And so videos are going to be very, probably limited in that first part of the month. But when I get back, I do think once I get my store back up and running, I am going to start doing 2 what sold videos a week. I will do like a Monday through Thursday and a Friday through Sunday, as long as I have the sales to support it. If I don't, then I just, won't, because I don't want to just be showing you all filler. So if I start to really have the sales to support 2 videos, I'm going to do that. And then when I get back, I'm also planning a video about estate sale, or not estate sales, but what to do when you have an estate of a family member or a friend or someone that you have to figure out what to do with. So I would love in this video if you would write into the comments if you have had that experience. What did you do? What mattered to you? What was the most important thing to you? I'm going to just go over different methods of moving items, different methods of dealing with things. That's kind of my goal for that video, just to maybe give just an overview, because when you suddenly have an estate to deal with, it can be very overwhelming. I had a few overwhelming moments thinking about it, but I have a plan now to start, so I'm feeling a little better. But that's going to be the beginning of my April. And so, guys, we got a lot in the works. We got a lot going on. So let's go ahead and get into the what solds. And I'm going to be showing you, again, all 6 of the platforms, and all 6 of them are eBay, Etsy, Mercari, Depop, Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. So it was worth it to cross list. We are starting with the eBay sales, and this is a lot of 2 copper metal garden watering cans home decor. And honestly, I sold quite a few items that have been listed for a fair amount of time this week, and this is one of them. This I have probably moved 4 times now. I can tell by this picture where I was living during it, but it sold for $34, $36, so I think we got them for a couple bucks at a yard sale. But they definitely took a while. I probably just had them priced too high. It happens. This is an X-Link Bluetooth landline cellular gateway. I didn't totally know what this is, but again, I have always said you don't need to know what you are selling to sell it. And this one did sell for $54.95 within a week of listing it. And I got this from my source. And this is the New Avengers 76, volume 1 through 4. And I got this along with the new Avengers 77, and they're actually good media. This is used. I just made sure that all the discs were there. I checked all the discs that they were clean, and I got these at the Goodwill for $4.99. I got this one at the Goodwill for $4.99, and it sold pretty quick. I was really surprised by it, and so just check the media. The box sets that the shows that aren't on streaming, the shows that are a little different, of course, your things that are always going to be around are going to be less valuable. Your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, see, now I can't think of any shows. There's never been a show. Sex and the City, those ones, they just don't hold as much value. They're easily accessible. So keep in mind for media that you don't see as often. Check it out. And this is Pokemon Soul Silver version, Nintendo DS case only. My source had this, and I ripped open this case because I knew what this game was immediately when I saw it. Because one, I might have kept it. I might have had to, because a silver version was the first version I played. But this is a $200 game with the case, and so it was so sad. But this is to show you guys that cases sell. It's not always a loss just because it doesn't have everything with it. This case sold for $32.95. $33 for an empty game case, guys. So keep your eyes out for them. Soul Silver and Heart Gold are the ones to really look for. Now this is 1963 Wheaties Canadian Provinces license plate stickers. These are just 9 stickers. And then this lot, along with this lot of the U.S. states, and I think there was Washington, D.C., so District of Columbia. There was a couple other extra ones here as well, and this one sold for $50 and the other one for $20. So the same buyer came and spent $70 on these stickers, and these were in General Mills cereal. I honestly probably could have got a little more for them, but I am focused on moving items now, so this seemed like a fair price, but I probably could have got a little more. Now here's Pokemon Silver, the original Game Boy one. So the things to know about these Pokemon games, these early ones, is you see here in the title, so it's Pokemon Silver version, Nintendo Game Boy Authentic, needs new battery. Because what happens is that battery goes out in it, and you can no longer save the game. And so you do need to check that if you are able. If you're not able to check, you need to sell it as untested. Because it makes a difference. Yes, I could have probably gone through the trouble of changing the battery and got some more money, but the price difference wasn't quite enough to make me want to do it, and this sold incredibly quickly for $52.95. And you can test these. I tested this one with the Game Boy Advance, so Game Boy Advance will play these as well. And this is the Julia and Michael purse, handbag, shoulder, red clear, rhinestone, unused. Sold for $27.96, and it's been listed for a while. I got this at a rummage sale for $1 though, so it's fine. And this I just recently picked up. It is an Easton Press. It is still sealed. Unfortunately, it's not one of the super valuable ones, but it's still sold for a best offer of $28. This one is Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson, and it was from 1994. It's one of the 100 Greatest Books series, which tend to be not as valuable as some of your other Easton Press, because more were made. Here's a Grateful Dead bear. This is King B. He is adorable, and he sold for $17.56. And then here's a Douglas plush, and I think this went out on an offer. So I think it went out for about $43, if I am remembering correctly. And this is Douglas Maynard St. Bernard dog, 12 inches plush. And yeah, this sold for $43. I got this, I think, at a thrift store for $1. But guys, look at the Douglas toys. Douglas toys can really, really surprise you. And this one is a vintage gold ormolu filigree with glass jewelry box casket, ornate footed. I see these a few times a year, and man, they sell every time I get them. They are very desirable. They sell very quickly. I sold one for much more than this. This was just a very petite one, but it sold for $25, and I got it. This one was $3 at an estate sale. Here is just a single dish. And this is Fiestaware. It really is all about you. It's a luncheon plate, and it sold for a best offer of around $31. I got this in an online auction lot. It's been quite a while since I did that, but $31 for one plate, guys. I have started to branch out more into, I'm getting back into breakables, essentially, is how I put it. Dinnerware, things like that. I'm getting myself back into breakables because it can be worth it. You just got to do the right ones. My threshold is just different. I will list a $10 plush, but I will not list a $10 giant vase. And this one came from my source. It's a Bandai Figure Arts Bodycon set male gray art anime manga posable figure, and the item had not been used, but the box was just terrible condition, so I just listed it as used, showed everything that was inside of it, and it sold incredibly quickly for $24.95. This purse has been listed quite a long time. I got this at an estate sale for $1, and it was last year I got it sometime, I don't know when. This is a Morris Moskowitz genuine leather shoulder bag purse, brown suede, sold for a best offer of $14. I'm not rich on it, but it was pretty easy. This has been listed quite a long time, probably a year, maybe. And it's a Silver One Kids blanket plush 2-piece gift set. I put cow because it's, I don't know, it kind of looks cowish, but not totally cowish, but I just put the question mark after it, and it's all for $23.95 though, and I think I picked it up for a couple bucks, so honestly I would do it again. Especially now that I'm getting into the storage unit, I'm gonna have more space. So I'm gonna be able to pick up some items that maybe I wouldn't anymore, and especially because I'm getting into Facebook Marketplace now, I'm gonna be able to pick up different items because I had really halted myself on buying like the big frames and those kind of things last year, end of last year, because I don't have a place to put them. I didn't know what to do with them. So now I think this is really going to open up some more avenues with that as well. And this one is a Department 56 from my Department 56 buy. And this one is the Santa Taylor clothing store. And it did sell for $59.75. And this one is my Naughty Elephants. That's a solid brass mating elephant couples figurine vintage home decor. This sold for $70 in a day. I should have priced it higher. So if you find any of these, there's like bear ones, and I think there's some other ones, pigs maybe. If you find these naughty guys, price them up. This sold fast. I should have honestly probably could have gone to 100, I think. So this is actually going international too. And this is Irving Rice Dual Mirror Compact Gold Tone Sun Rhinestone with Box. Sold for a best offer, or it sold for a 10% off offer of around $15. I got this in a estate sale for a few dollars. I thought it'd be worth more, but it's sold. This one is Department 56 Halloween Snow Village Little Ghouls Field Trip. And this was a smaller piece, and it sold for $48 on a best offer. And this one is Pokemon Red. And this one did save, so I was able to test it. It saved, and then I put that it did have the original battery. The downfall of this one is that the label on the front had been destroyed, essentially. So that did affect the value, but the fact that it saved helped, and it sold for $42.95 within the week. This is American Massage Products Sonoid Hand Unit Massager Model 10 with attachments. This is just, it's interesting to me, these vintage electronics that will sell when there are newer electronics that do the same thing that they could get. But, if you like a certain product or if it's quality, then you're willing to pay for the older stuff. And this one did sell for $43.19. I got this one from my source as well. It was completely working. I tested it. I am getting more into electronics, if you've seen. I've sold more than I used to. This one is Grateful Dead 12 inch. I have a 12 and 11 inch in the title. Whoops. This is Harmony, and it sold for $54.23. And this one is a really nice teacup. So, not all teacups are worthless, guys. This is Franz Porcelain Hummingbird and Iris Dimitas teacup and saucer. And this did originally come with a spoon. This one did not have a spoon, but it sold fast. And did it sell for this price? I think it did sell for $68.95. I'm almost positive. Yes, it did. I had to go through my head. It sold for $68.95, and I got this at an estate sale for $5. I just looked at it and I went, this has to be something. So there's other ones by Franz that have these figural handles to look for as well. And this is Funko Pop number 185, The X-Files, The Cigarette Smoking Man. And my friend actually gave me this for free to sell. She was deciding to not keep these. She had some Funko Pop she didn't want anymore. So it was incredibly nice of her because this did sell for $36.75. So it's really nice to be able to get that profit. And this has been listed for a long time. I paid $1 for each of these, and it's a lot of 2 J.R. Gonzalez vinyl records. We've come a long way. What a change. And read description. I don't remember what I put in the description, but probably something important. But these were new, or put used. See, now I'm curious what I put in the description. Oh. Both the items have original seal, but there is damage to the seal in multiple places and a bit to covers. Oh. Which is why I listed as used. Look, I was doing things like I should. This is a pair of Converse I've had listed for a long time. Converse is definitely one of those that you think they're going to be really valuable, but they have to be certain. They have to be specific to be good money. But they still sold, and it's Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star Madison women's size 6. Sold for best offer of $18. I don't remember where I got these. I don't remember how much I paid for them. They've been listed a long time. And here is, I had more flatware sell, but I just thought I wasn't going to show you as much this week and bombard you with it. This is Plantation Soup Spoon Oneida Community Stainless Flatware, and this did sell for $27.55 for 6 soup spoons. Anytime I can sell soup spoons for that much, I am happy. This one is super cute. I got this in an online auction with a clock I sold already and 2 other pieces. And this is Mary Engelbright Cherry Pot Feet set of 3. And it sold for best offer of $41. This Mary Engelbright is one to look for. It's one that I think gets looked over a little more. And this is Colonial Black Hammered Metal Cabinet Door Hinges, lot of 4. They did not have any screws. This did sell for the $14.67, and it's a multi-quantity listing, so I have 5 left still. And here's some creative memories. Again, once you start to learn the style of creative memories, because they don't say it on the outside. And so if they're sealed, you just have to know what they look like to know if they are. And this one is a 12 by 12 old style album, navy blue with silver presents. This one sold for 10% off of this price, so around $20. It has been listed for a while. My creative memories, it's taking a little longer to sell. And this is Fruit of the Loom Women's XL Nylon Briefs Underwear 5 pair. This one was from 2008, sold for $34.95 within a couple days. I got this as the Salvation Army for $6.99, and I would absolutely do that profit a million times over because this is so easy. I did put it in a bubble mailer, so I splurged a little on packaging, but so easy. That is another thing I'm excited about getting into the storage unit, is it will finally clear up my space to have a real shipping station. So then I can do some shipping videos and you can actually see how I pack some things, which is overpacking. I overpack most things, but then I can start doing some of those videos because right now it's just, there's too much chaos to do that. And this is a brass cigarette holder ashtray collapsible crane bird design. It was a very cool piece. And I got this at an estate sale that was, God, it was packed. It was so crazy, this sale. But I got it for a couple bucks, and this sold on Poshmark for $25. And this is Disney Hunchback of Notre Dame Kloppen Jester figurine. This has been listed for years. This has probably moved probably 3 or 4 times with me. I'm so glad it's gone. When I got an offer on Poshmark, I could not take it fast enough. It was when it came in, I'm like, whatever it is, I'm taking it. I just am. $18. I was so excited. I got this, I think, for $1 or $2 at an estate or a yard sale. Just been listed forever. Forever and ever and ever. Probably because it was priced too high. Because I am not good at going back to listings. And this is on Depop. This is a Pokemon Dratini plush. and sold in China only is what it said on the tag from 1997, so very early Pokemon. And this sold for $10.95. And I do love Depop for these more pop culture things because this was gonna probably take forever to sell on eBay. That's why like my Five Nights at Freddy's stuff goes fast on Depop, and that kind of stuff just does really well there. It's not as flooded of a market, so you are more likely to sell it there. Okay, and on Mercari, I got a couple sales, and this one is a Black Hills Gold Rush brass metal belt buckle. And this one sold for $14.97 on a best offer. And I got this one from my source. I just love belt buckles. The belt buckles do really well on Depop too. And this one is a Batman Arkham Knight Battle Damage GameStop exclusive 7-inch action figure. It also had one of its parts. And it sold for $14.95 pretty quickly on Mercari as well. And then here are my Etsy sales that are actually really impressive sales. This one is Dune by Frank Herbert 1965 Book Club Edition. And it had a gutter code in it to help me give some more information about it. And it sold for $149.95 on Etsy. Wow. I was not expecting Etsy to sell the good stuff. So I am going to keep going with Etsy. I'm going to at least give it a few more months and see if I want to continue to add it into my repertoire of sites that I use. But I had two over $100 sales on there. So it's enough to make me keep going, at least for the 4 months I was going to give it. So this one sold. I got it at Goodwill for $2.99. And then this sold. It's Gunny Sacks Jessica San Francisco White Cream Size 5. These Gunny Sacks dress, they have gone down in style or in fashion, I guess, and value, but this still sold for $129.95. This one's been listed forever. I got this one in an estate sale for $10, I believe, and it sold within a couple days of putting it on Etsy after it'd been listed for a year plus on eBay and Poshmark. So it's worth doing the cross listing. And then my Facebook Marketplace, I'm just going to put up some pictures of them. And the first one I had was a Pyrex turquoise snowflake casserole dish. And it was in absolutely beautiful condition, had never seen a dishwasher in its life, and it also had the original box. And I sold that for $45 on Facebook Marketplace. This is one that I split the profit with my source. And then the other is a lot of DVDs. So it was a lot of like 130 plus DVDs, sold for 35 bucks, sold the same day I listed it. So yes, I didn't make a ton off of it, but DVDs, both him and I agreed we're just going to start making a pile of DVDs as we get them and continue to just make these lots. And I priced it for media resellers. So that's kind of my goal, is just price it so that they can buy it at a good price and that they buy it quick. So usually I believe they kind of spend 10 cents to 30 cents on those quantity media pieces. I don't have experience with that, but that's what I believe is kind of the going rate. I think they like to be closer to 10 cents, but usually 10 to 30 cents, I believe. And then I also sold a lot of frames. I had a person that was very nice come to look at one of my frames, and they asked if I had more, and so I got out more of them, and I sold 3 of them. And so two of them, or one of them, was an antique one with bubble glass, convex glass in it, and that one had a couple photo in it that had been added later on. It wasn't original to the frame. And then I also sold another one that had bubble glass. And usually bubble glass is the term that a lot of people know it by. It's the domed one, but convex is the name for it as well. And this one had a lion, and it was a brass one, and very nice. And then a third one that was not bubble glass, it was just a mirror, but it had some beautiful cherub details that I couldn't find any similars of. And I honestly gave her a killer deal because she was very nice. She was going to love these and put them up in her home. And honestly, I had like $15 into all 3 of them. So I sold all 3 of them for $150. Now let me put that into perspective. You could get more for these frames if you were willing to ship them. I honestly bet the one with the couple, I could probably have gotten 100 plus on eBay. And then the lion one, maybe 60 to 70 is kind of where I would put it. Maybe up to 100, but probably 60 to 70 is where I'd see it. And these are general, like I'm not 100% unsure on these prices, but I just want to give you an idea that I I am giving deals on Marketplace because I am saving on fees and things like that, and just the ease of not having to ship them because I don't love shipping those bigger frames, and it's going to open up a whole nother market for me because I'm happy to just get the cash for them. And then the other one, the cherub one, I couldn't find any similar. Honestly, if I listed that on eBay, I'd probably go 125 to 150, I think, if I had done it. But I sold all three of them for 150, and I am not unhappy with that. I am not, yes, I could have made more 100%, but all three of them had been sitting in my mother-in-law's home for a long time. So the fact that I got them out and made some money, definitely worth it. Oh, actually, I lied. I actually made another Facebook Marketplace sale as well. That was another antique convex glass one. So I had four on Facebook Marketplace, and that one sold for 75. I'll put up a picture. It had a little boy in it, and it was brass, and it was an antique one. And that one probably would be 125 or so on eBay, I think. So again, a discount for being local. But that is all the sales that I'm sharing this week, guys. And again, I will probably get out one more what sold before I leave to go to back to the Midwest, and then I will probably not be putting up videos for a little bit, just depending on what where life takes me with everything. But I do have plans for different videos coming up in the future. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one.